Hi, I just thought today that I would try to do a sort of an ukulele review. Not for any particular reason, other than that I have 3 ukuleles here, and I've been watching lots of reviews, and it's sort of interesting. I'm pretty much a beginner, so I'm not very good at playing, but I've noticed a lot of things along the road about these different ukuleles, and I do have 3 different ukes, and each one has its own interesting character, so I thought I might as well share, get a little experience making with things and just have some fun. I'm going to look at the 3 different ukuleles. This one is not mine, but I have it. It is a soprano. Soprano is the, I guess, the original size, that small size ukulele now, though there is actually a smaller one now as well. Sort of the ukulele size that you think of when you think of the Roaring Twenties, raccoon coat, you know, strumming along. It has that real traditional ukulele sound. This particular model is an Ohana SK-20S. It has an all mahogany soundboard top. I think the rest is laminate mahogany, and has the open gear tuners. Some people like the sealed gear tuners. I don't. From my brief experience, I really don't like them very much on a ukulele. Of course, on a guitar I do, but on a ukulele I don't, because they're rather heavy, and it really puts the ukulele out of balance. This one has a really nice balance to it. And I remember trying one at a Guitar Center for it. I put it in my hand and immediately sank to the left. And I thought, that felt strange. I've never had an instrument that felt that over head weight. I think it was a Makai, I'm not sure. Anyway, this is around the $100 range, I think, at the stores. As I said, this is not mine. It doesn't have such a good setup. It seems like it was an amateur setup, though the action is pretty low. It does have a little bit of a buzz to it, but it has a nice sound. A lot of people don't like the sopranos. I think they're kind of a kid's instrument, maybe, you know, memories of the past when that is sort of the size that a toy ukulele would be. But they're really nice. I mean, they have their plus points. They're very transportable. They're, you know, not quite the true portable instrument, but they are small, and it's easy to cart along. Sort of a fun sound. It does have a nice traditional ukulele sound, but they can, the better quality ones can have a really nice, deep, resonant sound. So it's not necessarily a horrible sound. It can be very pleasant. You can play all sorts of music. So, I mean, it's something you can really enjoy. Alright, I'm going to go jump to another one. This is a fairly popular ukulele. This is a concert size, which is the next size up, and this is a Luna. Luna. This particular is what's it? Luna Concert. Doesn't say the name. A Tattoo, I think it's the name. And as you can see, it has laser etching on it, which is kind of weird. At first, I mean, I thought it was weird at first, but then I grew to like it. Okay. But what I do like the fret markers, that little triangle size. That looks kind of cool. This one's also a relatively inexpensive instrument. Again, I think you can get this at around the $100 price point. I found this in Durham at an odd shop for, I forgot what it was, $35 or something. It was quite a bargain. It had a few, you know, scratches here and there, but I seem to smooth them all out, so it looks pretty good now. The other thing, it is all laminate, mahogany laminate, so it's, I guess, you know, it's a downside. Supposedly doesn't have as good a sound, but it's also less sensitive to weather, humidity, dryness, etc. The other thing I don't particularly like is that you can see that it has 2 pieces coming together. It's not a solid, whatever you call this, outer piece. So, I mean, it hasn't given me any problems. I never hear of this problem happening, but I always imagine just popping open. But then that's my vivid imagination. This one has a nice, deep, mellow sound. don't know if you can catch in the video, but it has very deep sound. I mean, and of course you have the highest that you would you would get from a normal ukulele, but it actually sounds really good. It's a really nice instrument. The only thing, this one seemed to have been set up nicely, so the action is low. However, I've looked at these at guitar centers, I've tried the others, and the action is all high. And in fact, I read on Hawaiian Music Supply, on their comments on this particular ukulele, that the action is generally considered to be quite high, and so one of the things they do is lower the action. And I would say, based on the ones I tried at Guitar Center, you definitely want to lower the action, otherwise you're going to be, boy, you'll be building up good finger muscles, I suppose. So anyways, this is sort of nice. It has that ukulele sound, a little bit deeper, mellow sound, so it's kind of nice for someone who's not completely, what should we say, in love with the traditional ukulele sound, but does, likes it enough and wants to have something between a ukulele sound and a guitar sound. I think this sort of has it, a higher end of guitar, of course, I mean higher sound than a guitar, but it has that depth to it, so it's nice. Perhaps part of the reason is the wood, but also because of the size. Here's another concert that I'm going to review next, and notice that it's a little bit narrower. This is actually a traditional size, so this one is a little bit fatter, I think. So, but I am going to switch to this one next. And this is a Makai MC-90. It's solid mango wood, very attractive, I think. It's kind of orangey color. It really looks pretty. If you look carefully, it's got the rope binding, they call it, along the sides and around the sound hole. And what I really like is this tortoise shell binding around the sides. That looks very attractive, at least in my mind. This one I got in Floyd, Virginia, near the, what's it called, Blue Ridge Parkway, near Mabry Mill, at a shop called Mim's Ukes. And you can find her site online, and it's a wonderful shop. I mean, that's a ukulele heaven. You go in there, and it's nothing but ukuleles, walls and walls of ukulele. Her shop is in there. It's really, you get a free sticker when you buy something. That's kind of cool. And you get to see her do the setup, and that was really impressive. So this one has a setup. It was really done, really low action, nice and small. I mean, nice and low. And I got to try, I wouldn't say hundreds. There are hundreds of ukes there, but I just tried, the ones that were in my price range and this concert size, because I really like that concert size. But it has a nice... I think a really attractive sound. It doesn't have that deep sound that the Luna has, which was one of the reasons I like keeping the Luna too, because for some songs that you're playing it really works well. But it really has a nice, bright, clear sound. If I were any better at picking, which I'm not, then you could really hear that sound, that really bright, beautiful, note-by-note sound. It's a really impressive sound. I don't know if it's the instrument, or, I mean, if it's the nature of the make, or if it's that mango wood, but it really is a nice sound. And that's why I got it when I went there. I thought, well, this sounds different. This sounds bright and sprite. Anyway, I really like the concert size. These days, the next size, up tenor, is very popular. I think that's because guitarists, it's a nice transition for guitarists. But what I don't like about that is that the frets are further spaced. It's a little bit bigger up here. One of the reasons I like ukuleles is I don't like stretching. I did play guitar, and I'm a lazy guitarist, and I really hate, chords that require you to stretch your hand to pieces. And I like to keep everything tight. So when you're on the soprano's fine for me, but when you get to the tenor, it starts getting a little bit bigger. So, I mean, when you're picking ukulele, there's lots of reasons to pick. A lot of people say that, for example, the soprano is tight and you might not fit. I don't have any problems fitting. It's definitely smaller than this, and you do have to watch it a bit, but it's doable. This, to me, seems perfect. The concert size is a perfect size. But anyway, But that's the three that I'm reviewing. I don't really have much more to say about, but I like them all. I love them all. This is my favorite, of course. The Luna, also very nice. And then the Ohana Soprano. You can sort of see them all side by side. The happy little family. Anyway, thanks. Bye.